2 points at Greig.
Why couldn't you quite kick on thereafter?
We were frustrated after the game. We felt we made a few errors in the second half, whether that be launching from lineouts, and we just sort of released the pressure valve in a sense, and couldn't really build any pressure going into the second half because we just kept turning possession over. And then, obviously we gave Ireland a set piece or something. They were able to exit their half, and then it's always difficult when you're trying to score from deeper.
There was a huge period of pressure just before half time. You went through 20 odd phases right on the Irish line, and they managed to withstand that. Did that knock any of the stuffing out of you at all?
No, not at all. We were really confident at half time, and we felt we were really on top of them. We were causing them problems with our attack, and we just couldn't convert that into the second half, and that's what's cost us the game. I think we were in a good position at half time, but our performance in the second half through some of the errors cost us the game.
The softness of the tries that you conceded, given that a lot of the defence was so good, largely is the softness of the tries a real frustration?
Yeah, losing any try is frustrating, and probably the way they happened today. And but you've got to say credit to Ireland; they got opportunities and they scored tries. So again, we need to make sure we don't switch off and have any of these soft moments against a quality team. We knew going into that game against Ireland, and we knew from the way we switched off a little bit last week against Italy, you can't do that in this competition. And the soft tries cost us badly.
Greg, you looked and sounded very upset with the ref at points. What was going on there? What were the decisions, and could you kind of explain why you were getting so frustrated?
Yeah, there was one in particular. I think we launched off a line out in the second half, and Sean O'Brien kind of reefed the ball, and I just felt Roman was right there, and he gave a knock on against us when it was clearly not a knock on. It was play on, so you can understand why when the way the game was going as it was going, when we never knocked the ball on, we get frustrated. We talk about test matches and turning on small points, and again that just allowed us to release the pressure valve, and yeah, so it was a big call in the match in my eyes. So clearly from a Scottish point of view, we're disappointed with it.
You mentioned Scotland's on mistakes and letting off the pressure valve, but when that happens as well, is it difficult to recover from?
Yeah, against the second best ranked team in the world, of course it is. And talked Ireland were clinical when they got opportunities to score tries, so you've got to tip your hat to them and say well done.
That's for Greg.
Greg, which frustrates you more, the so much good defence undone by a couple of soft mistakes, or the fact that you had that long period of pressure in both halves and couldn't convert them into more tries?
Well, both equally is frustrating, and I think we just need to be patient when we're in that area and either pick up a penalty and play under penalty advantage, or and then the softness of a couple of the tries is quite clearly disappointing, because the effort was unbelievable today. The energy in our defence for large parts was outstanding, and I think you could see us coming off the line and putting Ireland under pressure, and we caused quite a lot of turnovers for them, and traditionally a team that don't turn over the ball. So there was a huge effort, but we need to make sure we have no soft moments.
France next. Was there anything in today's game that gave you a lot of confidence going into that match?
Yeah, there's large parts of it gave us a lot of confidence, and we're in the test match again today against a quality Ireland team, and we feel we can go to France and put in a strong performance and get a win, and that's what we need to turn our attention to now. We've lost this game, we're never going to get it back, so we need to, when we come back together, learn from it, and then make sure we take the step and go and win on the road.
That's for Greg. One more.
Hi Greg, in this World Cup year you've now had first two matches of the year behind you. How do you want the team to develop further as you approach the World Cup?
I think we're on a really good sort of development track, and I think we're almost there in one sense, because we're playing some tremendously good rugby. We're scoring a lot of tries, and we just need to fine tune the last few bits, but we're really not looking towards the World Cup, if I'm being honest. At the moment we're still in this competition in the Six Nations, and it's vitally important now we turn this round and go to a place like France and get a win. And so if we win in France, we're still in the competition.
Alright Greg, good to go. I'll just carry on for immediate use with Gregor, and then we'll do the embargo bit after that.
Gregor, from your point of view, where did you see the game lost today?
Our execution in the second half. I think we played very well in the first half. We probably could have got one try more, and frustrated that we gifted a try through our error, but very happy with the way we played in the first half. Second half, the execution of our set piece plays to get us into our game and to put more pressure on Ireland just didn't happen.
Do you think Ireland played? Did Ireland play as you expected them to play?
Well, we always expect a really good set piece play, which they brought out and scored. So credit to Joe and the players who are executing it. That was an outstanding try. They're very strong in contact, which you have a choice whether to compete or not compete. We competed hard, and with our line speed in defence, we managed to get a lot of balls back off their attack. So that was something that was a bonus and was probably frustrating them. We got a lot of our attacking game into play as well, and really good decisions, really good work rate off the ball meant that we were finding space. And that first half, if we were able to replicate in the second half, then I think we'd be here with a win. I think both teams' energy levels dropped in the second half because of the effort that went in the first half. The tackles and the carries and the contact work was at a very high level. I don't think you can keep that going for the 80 minutes.
Greg, you said in Dublin last March that you felt Scotland were perhaps 3 to 4 years behind Ireland in terms of the team's progression. Did you see anything today to think you've narrowed that gap?
Probably what I meant with that was the experience of the players and the experiences they'd gone through, whether it was World Cups together and Six Nations. I was hoping that it wouldn't be 3 or 4 years of our development as a team. And that's one more experience today. I really I'm so proud of the players today with the way they played, the effort they put in. A game of rugby is a lot of things. It's the defence battle that you have to do, the contact battle, the kicking game now is so important, and the pressure we put on Ireland's kicks and what we do with kick return ball. I thought we won those battles. Our contact work against a very good defence, a defence that will look to hold you up in the tackle, rip the ball or compete for the ball was outstanding today. Just that final piece, the execution of set piece, which has been really good. That fell off the jigsaw today, and that's my fault. I'm the attack coach, and we weren't able to get those 2 or 3 phases, either to get behind the defence in the 2 or 3 phases or set up our attack shape, which was working well in the first half.
How's Hoggy, and did you have any issue with how he sustained the injury?
He's very sore. Obviously, he wanted to stay on, but his shoulder was not right. So we'll see what will happen over the next few days. But he's obviously very sore. It was disappointing. He chipped ahead and he got sandwiched between 2 players. These things happen quickly, but there was a collision there that forced him to fly over and land on the point of his shoulder, and it was a big moment in the game. I think we conceded the try a minute after that, and obviously lost one of our best players.
Do you think the referee should have gone back and looked at that?
I think with the referees going back, it tends to be if the try's been scored straight away, or if the TMO is watching the incident in slow motion. These things are hard to keep an eye on the whole time because the game is so quick, and you do get more collisions, faster collisions in the game than we've ever had before.
Greg criticising the referee kind of on the pitch straight away has maybe raised a few eyebrows. You understand why he did it? Do you kind of endorse the way he went about it?
I think nines always get frustrated when they feel they can't get the ball away cleanly and quickly at the ruck, if they feel they're not getting their rewards for that. If players have got their hands on the ball, I think there was an incident on the screen when I think 2 Irish hands were on the ball and Greg rucked them away from it, and he was probably frustrated having seen that picture a number of times. So yeah, you can understand his frustration, but it's a tough game to referee. Roman is an outstanding referee, and today was a proper test match with teams, the way they defend and how they compete hard at the breakdown. It is difficult for referees to manage.
plenty to take forward into Paris in 2 weeks' time, and the chance to get one of those away wins that everyone's been asking you about.
Absolutely, it's going to be a huge challenge in Paris. We've not won there for 20 years. In France, the way they played in the first half against Wales showed what a quality team they are. But I believe in our squad. I believe that the way we play will put pressure on any team, whether we're playing home or away. And we'll take a lot of confidence on how we defended, the effort we put into the game, how we attacked against an excellent defence. But we have to be accurate, and that'll be the big focus for us over the next 2 weeks. Accurate at set piece and set piece plays.
One more question for you.
It's kind of a follow up to the question Mark answered earlier on. Do you feel you've narrowed the gap on Ireland?
Well, I think all the teams in in this tournament and in the top 10 in the world are competitive. We're ranked 7th in the world, and Ireland are ranked 2nd. And last year we created opportunities in the first half to score. Today I felt that was a really competitive test match. There wasn't much between both teams. For the first half, I think we had more of the game. In the second half, we're disappointed that we weren't accurate enough to put more pressure on Ireland. They're a quality side. They stuck to their game, even though we were forcing errors. They obviously had to deal with a couple of injuries as well. And despite the fact that both teams' energy levels did go down in the second half, they were more accurate than us, and that's how they got the win.
You would just be like Wilson didn't come back out.
Yeah, knee injury. Yeah, I think we missed Ryan's influence in the second half. I thought he was outstanding. What he does for the team is probably underappreciated in terms of his rugby knowledge, his line-out expertise, his leadership, but also his rugby play. I thought was very good today in that first half. So making that change and taking obviously a number 8 out, I thought Josh had carried very well in the first half, but a lot of the energy he'd invested in the game was in that first half. So yeah, that was as much a blow as Stuart going off.
Okay, just for now we'll go for the embargo for Monday's use. So